Chapter 13, 87. Heavenly Eagles Escape. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Airlock. When were we hit by this killer move? I didn't feel anything at all. Shadow Sex Immortals were all taken aback. They were not aware when this killer move had struck them. If it were not for the subpar result of omnidirectional travel and the facts in front of their eyes, they would have thought Wu Yong was bluffing. Never underestimate a rank 8 Gu Immortal's methods. Wu Yong did not have high seniority. His seniority was even lower than most other rank 8 Gu Immortals in Southern Border. But he was well-learned and talented, and having inherited Wu Dushu's legacy, he had plenty of available methods. Fang Yuan frowned deeply. How does this killer move, airlock, work? How long does it last? How can I find out flaws of this move and target them? His mind was rumbling like the sea as thoughts surged like huge waves. These questions perplexed him. More importantly, he had to resolve them quickly as it concerned his life. Clear jade dripping wind. Tiny bamboo building continued to approach closer. Wu Yong's laughter could be heard. He clearly would not give Fang Yuan enough time to think. The situation was extremely pressing. Fang Yuan needed to make a decision immediately. He thought for a moment and immediately sent his order. All of you enter my immortal aperture? Why? You are all too weak. You will just be sending yourselves to death by trying to fight a rank 8 Gu Immortal. It is better for you all to enter my immortal aperture and research airlock. Try to find a method to restrain it as quickly as possible. Fang Yuan spoke bluntly and opened the entrance to his immortal aperture. The immortals looked at each other. But quickly, He Lu Lan was the first to enter. If she did not need to send herself to death, it naturally was a good thing. He Lu Lan had been worried Fang Yuan would use the alliance agreement on her to send her to face Wu Yong and sacrifice herself so Fang Yuan could get some time to escape for his life. But unexpectedly, Fang Yuan did not do so. Fairy Mao Yin and Black Tigress hesitated for a moment before following in. They had made their accomplishments because of Purple Mountain True Monarch's true inheritances, and were now Shadow Sex members. However, the main reason for them accepting Fang Yuan's order was because Fang Yuan was Shadow Sex leader. On the contrary, Bai Ningbing remained behind. She naturally was not concerned about Fang Yuan. Instead, her gaze turned towards Wu Yong and carried an expression of eagerness to fight him. Bai Ningbing chased after excitement in life. It was like Fang Yuan chasing after eternal life. This feeling burned like fire and could even be said to be madness. Don't be foolish. Even if you have Bai Xiang form, Wu Yong could easily kill you in an instant. Fang Yuan's tone was impatient. Bai Ningbing snorted, but still entered the sovereign immortal aperture in the end. Fang Yuan quickly closed the entrance, then commanded the upper extreme heavenly eagle to fly quickly. Wu Yong's sigh came from behind. Fang Yuan, you are also an outstanding genius. You were actually able to hide in my Wu clan for so long under Wu Yihai's disguise. You are truly a daring person who will make great achievements. It is a pity. It would have been great if you really were Wu Yihai. Wu Yong's sigh was sincere. He really cherished talented individuals. Fang Yuan was fleeing ahead while Wu Yong was chasing from behind. The immemorial desolate beast, upper extreme heavenly eagle, erupted with an extremely fast speed under such a desperate situation. However, clear jade dripping wind. Tiny bamboo building was still faster than it. After all, it was a rank 8 immortal Gu house. Clear jade dripping wind. Tiny bamboo building had another huge advantage. Immortal Gu houses would not get tired. As long as there was enough immortal essence, an immortal Gu house could maintain a stable condition for eternity. However, the upper extreme heavenly eagle was different. It would get tired and fatigued after flying for a long time. However, Fang Yuan did not even consider this point. Because according to the current speed of the two, long before the upper extreme heavenly eagle gets tired, clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building would catch up. Who else did you bring? Bring them all out. Fang Yuan turned towards Wu Yong. All kinds of Gu worm auras quickly rose from his body and lingered around him. Relax, I came alone. Wu Yong smiled as he activated the immortal goo house. The verdant bamboo leaves on clear jade dripping wind. Tiny bamboo building turned into arrows as they shot towards Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan controlled the upper extreme heavenly eagle to swerve up and down, continuously flying in the air while adeptly dodging the arrows. Not bad. You have a solid foundation in flying. This enslavement path skill is even more amazing. Wu Yong did not stint on his praise. Fang Yuan realized something wrong. Light wind was lingering around his body. It could not be detected at first, but it was growing larger now. Not only him, even the upper extreme heavenly eagle's wings were entangled by two lumps of blue wind, greatly affecting its flying speed. Wu Yong's constant attacks are forcing me to dodge and change directions rapidly. Although the upper extreme heavenly eagle's speed has not decreased, clear jade dripping wind. Tiny bamboo building is moving in a straight line. There is also this air lump on me. It is probably the killer move airlock. It can actually absorb the scattered winds to increase its power. Wu Yong's attacks were not able to touch Fang Yuan, but had still achieved his objective. The distance between the two sides was rapidly shrinking. You still haven't found a way to break it? Fang Yuan questioned Shadow Sect members inside his immortal aperture. Difficult. There is only a little progress. This is clearly a rank 8 killer move. It is no trivial matter. Nothing but words. As Fang Yuan inwardly clenched his teeth, he heard Wu Yong's voice. You must be thinking of how to break my killer move, right? No harm in telling you. Once this move is set up, it cannot be shifted. But its range is quite large and can cover all the surrounding 100,000 li. It also has a time limit. As of now, it can still last for 8 minutes. Wu Yong spoke honestly. Fang Yuan's heart sank at this information. Wu Yong's behavior clearly showed his strong self-confidence. He already felt Fang Yuan was in the palm of his hands, unable to escape. Clear jade, dripping wind. Tiny bamboo building continued to attack endlessly, finally catching up. Wu Yong gave a slight smile as he lightly flicked his index finger towards Fang Yuan from the second-floor window of the bamboo building. Immortal killer move, finger wind dragon. A crisp sound echoed. A dark jade worm flew out of his fingertips. The small worm shot at Fang Yuan with an extreme speed. While flying, it grew larger as its body expanded to 10 feet, 50 feet, 150 feet. After a few breaths of time, it turned into a vicious wind dragon that it was 220 feet long, baring its fangs and claws as it fiercely collided against the upper extreme heavenly eagle. The upper extreme heavenly eagle was not able to react in time, and just as it was about to be struck by the finger wind dragon, Fang Yuan walked forward and actually took the initiative to collide against the finger wind dragon. Wu Yong felt astonishment that quickly turned into shock. Because after the finger wind dragon collided against Fang Yuan, it actually did no damage, and even more bizarre was that it turned its direction and flew back, lashing at him, its owner. Boom! There was a huge sound as the finger wind dragon collided against clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building. The immortal goo house shook intensely, its speed immediately decreasing by more than half, and the finger wind dragon had completely crumbled. Fang Yuan took the chance to get back on the upper extreme heavenly eagle and pull apart a large distance. Wu Yong saw Fang Yuan wearing a long robe, with a sash floating in the wind, while giving off an ethereal and majestic aura. Wu Yong's astonishment immediately reached an extreme level. This killer move, could it be? Wu Yong blurted out. Although he had not personally taken part in the Battle of Reverse Flow River in Northern Plains, the information of this battle as well as Lu Guanyi's name had become famous in the 5 regions. Wu Yong recognized this killer move. It was Reverse Flow Protection Seal. This meant he now knew the secret that Fang Yuan was Lu Guanyi and Lu Guanyi was Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan saw Wu Yong's surprise and inwardly thought, it seems Heavenly Court did not inform Wu Yong of my Lu Guanyi identity. Or maybe Heavenly Court was still not aware of it? Fang Yuan felt a slight pity. His Lu Guanyi identity was exposed now and could no longer be used. This would affect his connections in Northern Plains. However, there was nothing he could have done about this. Facing a rank 8 grade expert, Fang Yuan could only maintain his footing by using reverse flow protection seal. If he used other methods, he would be easily killed by Wu Yong. Although Wu Yong suffered a setback, his gaze towards Fang Yuan became incomparably fiery. Fang Yuan not only was Wu Yihai with Shadow Sect as his background, he also possessed reverse flow river and reverse flow protection seal. As long as he was captured, his accumulations in wealth could absolutely elevate Wu clan's strength to a whole new level. This enormous profit moved Wu Yong. Moreover, Fang Yuan was also the greatest humiliation to Wu clan over these years. Good. All my plans in mobilizing the entire righteous path to create this situation where I could fight you alone were not a waste. Wu Yong mumbled while controlling the immortal goo house to bombard at Fang Yuan and give chase. The effect of airlock on Fang Yuan had been reflected back to Wu Yong, but the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle was still plagued by it, while Wu Yong was inside Clear Jade Dripping Wind Tiny Bamboo Building and was simply not affected. At this moment, Wu Yong controlled the immortal goo house to collide against the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle. Fang Yuan heaved a sigh as he moved forward to block the immortal goo house. Wu Yong chuckled and flew out of the immortal goo house to face Fang Yuan. At the same time, immortal goo house clear. Jade Dripping Wind Tiny Bamboo Building targeted the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle. Although Wu Yong was not inside Clear Jade Dripping Wind Tiny Bamboo Building, he had left his will behind along with large amounts of immortal essence. The upper extreme Heavenly Eagle quickly fell into a disadvantage against Clear Jade Dripping Wind Tiny Bamboo Building. Fang Yuan's situation was even worse. He thoroughly experienced the power of a rank 8 Goo Immortal. He was only able to react passively against Wu Yong's attacks and had no way to fight back. After 10 or so rounds, Wu Yong thoroughly experienced Fang Yuan's powerful defense. He got a headache dealing with reverse flow protection seal, as any attacks at Fang Yuan would only be reflected back, even punching and kicking. Wu Yong's gaze then landed on the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle. This immemorial, desolate beast was the critical point of this battle. Realizing this, Wu Yong split some attention to firmly suppress Fang Yuan, then used his immortal killer move to bombard the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle. The upper extreme Heavenly Eagle wailed in pain. It had an astonishing speed, but how could its master let it easily escape when he himself was trapped here? But an immemorial, desolate beast had a tough physique. The upper extreme Heavenly Eagle was still alive and healthy, even after taking on Wu Yong's attacks. Not good. But at this moment, Fang Yuan's expression suddenly changed. Facing a powerful enemy, the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle's original will had been gradually taking control and was trying to flee for its life. Right at this moment, this will reach a qualitative change and broke free from the restraints of Fang Yuan's 180 slaves. It immediately shook its wings and escaped. Fang Yuan was thrown aside and now had to face Wu Yong and Clear Jade Dripping Wind Tiny Bamboo Building by himself. "You still haven't made any progress?" Fang Yuan called in an urgent tone towards the Shadow Sect immortals inside his immortal aperture. "How can we have any results in such a short time?" Bai Ningbing and the rest were also in low spirits. Wu Yong charged forward. "With me here, don't even think of letting them out and using omnidirectional travel." Sure enough, in the following battle, he gave Fang Yuan no chance. After several more rounds, Wu Yong suddenly spread his arms, activating an immortal killer move, which he had been preparing for a long time. Fang Yuan's vision suddenly changed. He was trapped in a strange battlefield and was unable to escape. "If you give yourself up and offer all your cultivation accumulations, I can still spare your life, Fang Yuan." Wu Yong gave his ultimatum. Fang Yuan's expression was ashen. This was truly a hopeless situation. His only hope now was for Bai Ningbing and the rest to be able to find an opportunity to use omnidirectional travel and escape this battlefield. But just as Wu Yong was about to make a move, his expression changed slightly as he looked at a certain direction. "Who is it? Come out!" A sigh was heard, following which a Goo Immortal, who was brimming with Central Continent aura, appeared. Both Fang Yuan and Wu Yong were surprised at the sight of this person. "You are Feng Zhou Ge?"